Hi all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll continue the development of our 2D Endless Runner game. We'll start by adding assets to our game environment so that it looks more appealing to the eye. Then we'll add a logic to increase the player's movement speed with each passing second to make our game more challenging to play. So let's get started. So let's start with adding few more assets to our game environment. So first of all, let's just remove bomb as well as crystal prefabs from our section 0. Now, these are the assets that I have already imported into my game project. I'll share the link to these assets in the description of this video. So let's just start. Now I've added a few more assets to our two sections or three sections, section 0, section 1 and section 2. Now let's just see how our game looks. As you can see now it's looking much better. We have different assets getting populated in our game environment. We have our crystals that we have to collect and the bombs that we have to skip or avoid. Yep. So now I'll just add few more sections so that it looks more randomized. Now for creating few more sections, I'll just take the preface of section 1, put it over here. Now let's just do one thing. Let's just delete this as of now. Okay, before deleting it, what we can do, we can simply rename it from here, this, and then move this over here and just click on original prefab. Now we have our section 2 as well. Now we can make changes over here. Now let's just open this and now I'll just make the changes. So once you have created a new section or sections, the next step that we want to do is we need to click on this section generator game object, then go over to the variables and add this new section under this variable. So I'll just click on this plus icon and then select section 3. I'll just put it over there like that. And now if I save this, now if we'll run our game, then the section 3 will also be included in our game environment. Right now, just we can see section 3 was spawned. There's some issue. We just need to move this to a little bit on the right side. Maybe do this over here. Now it should be fine. Let's test it out. Section 3 was spawned. I just noticed one more issue. But overall, this is how our game will look, and it just keep on spawning from any of the three sections. Yep. And I think it's looking good. Now let's just fix the issue with the section 3. I'll open this. Now what happened was, I believe some of these assets had Fox Collider 2D. Yep. So that's the reason. I'll just remove this. And we don't actually need the rigid body from it. So let's just remove it. Try. Section 3 is here. Yep. Now it's not happening. Good. Okay. So that's it. That's how you add new sections or generate sections or add assets to your game. For this tutorial, I will only be creating, three sections like section 1, section 2, section 3. But for your game, you can add any number of sections as you want based on the requirements or based on whatever you are designing. So right now, what's happening, our player has a constant move speed, and that just looks kind of boring to me. So in order to make our game more exciting, what we can do is we can simply increase our player's movement speed with each passing second or time. So the more we are, constantly playing this game, or we have not died, the more will be the player's movement speed. So the way to which we can implement this thing or this logic in our script machine would be by simply going to the player game object and opening the script graph for our player. Now, where we are simply setting the velocity of our player game object, we'll do one thing. First, we'll fetch the player's move speed and we'll add some values to it. And the values that we want to add are it should be time dot delta time so that it's frame rate independent. And let's just multiply one value with this. Let's do 0.08. Pass this value over here like this. Now we want to set this value as the player's move speed. So for that, let's do one thing. Set move speed, and we'll simply pass this value. So what will happen? So every second or every time this fix update function or node is called, our player's move speed will be added or increased by this amount, the multiplication factor of these two values, and we'll simply add it to the move speed. So now if we'll simply go over here, let's keep selecting our player's move speed. If I'll simply run this game, so you see now our player's move speed just constantly gets on, keeps on increasing. But right now it will simply, keep on increasing for n number of times. But we do not want that thing. So let's just clamp it or restrict our player's movement up to a high speed, I would say. So how can we do that? We can simply use a if node over here. And in the values, what we can do, we can simply first check if this value that is coming from here is less than or equal to, let's say, let's just keep it 20. And then pass it, and then pass it over here. Yep. So only if the value, I mean the final value that is coming from here is less than or equal to 20, only then we are simply setting the player's movement speed with the new value. Otherwise, it's simply skipping it. So now this will restrict or clamp our player's movement speed value up to or until 20. So let's just test it out and let's just do one thing. Let's just increase it to 1 for just for testing purpose. Let's try. So you see the player movement speed is increasing. 18 now. Now it just stopped right before 20. So our code or our logic is working absolutely fine. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll include some UI to our game, because right now, even though we are collecting crystals or hitting these bombs, nothing is happening on the screen. The player is not able to see. So we'll add some UI elements so that whenever we are fetching or simply collecting any crystal or hitting any bomb, the player's health is decreasing or the count of the crystals is also increasing. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.